Hello. Is my mic working? It's been a while. Thing. See, does my cursor work? A bit of latency, but yeah, okay, that's fine. Uh, so it's been a while, so please forgive any scuff. Uh, I my what's it called? I stopped using Streamlabs, and I've started using OBS. Just do this stream, see how it is. So I don't know if my mic settings carried over. I'll probably have to listen back to the VOD later. As for what I want to draw today, I had an idea. Um, I want to draw Estelle from the Trails series. Um, Basically just gushing over shoes because in the game, she really likes a brand of shoes called Strager. Uh, I don't know. I wanted to do one of my. I haven't done like a full portrait illustration in a while. Um, I mean, I haven't drawn in a while, but I haven't done like a full, kind of desktop background esque drawing. And as much as I like this drawing that I did a couple of years ago, um, I mean, it has been on my desktop for that long, and it would be nice if I could have something else of like a at least a similar quality. But also I haven't drawn in a while, so maybe my art is a lot worse. So I guess to start with, I am just gonna grab uh, a dark pencil and um, I want to just, I guess, block out the shapes, right? Or I guess we can do some thumbnails. So let's zoom in a little bit over to here. So if I were to do a quick thumbnail sketch, my idea would be maybe having Estelle right in the foreground, and then I don't know, maybe she's going like shiny eyes over a pair of shoes on a rack in the foreground, something like that. And then you could maybe see the shop in the background with some of the other characters just hanging around. Right, so we could have a couple people out here. I don't know. It's not super well defined. I think usually I like to go into um, drawings with a bit of a better idea of what I'm doing. This one has just been like very rough rattling in the back of my head. So I don't know. We'll just have to figure it out. And I'm probably not going to be happy with it by the end of this stream either. So I don't know what should we be doing here. I feel like it's important to get the overall shape out I mean, maybe I'm just going to blow this up a little bit and work it a bit harder. Let me also grab just some reference of Estelle trails. I don't know whether to see. I personally played the well, I mean, I haven't played second yet, but I played the first Trails game, Trails in the Sky, and I played it with the old art style because I prefer it. But I don't know if that means I should be using that as reference. Maybe I'm just gonna grab something from the fandom wiki just to get a general idea of the shape and stuff. So how do I want to use this as a reference. I'm just going to shrink it down. As you can be there, very professional, and then and I guess I'll work from there, right? So maybe I could try blocking this out a little more with like a paintbrush. I don't usually do that, but maybe it'll help me define some like shapes a bit better. Right, so something. So she has thingies here. God, I forgot how hard it is to draw. Right? It's very hard when I don't have like a good like mental image of what I'm doing. Yeah, so that looks silly. Sorry if I'm just like umming and ahhing a lot. I feel like it's gonna be common. This is not something that should be on this layer. Let me name these. What? Why is my keyboard in Japanese? Where do I change that? There, okay. This is ref. These other ones are just like, I don't know. That I'm not gonna name those just yet until I have like a better idea of how this drawing is gonna be. So, I mean, we can go a bit darker to bring this into the foreground. I don't know how the light is on stream. Let me. Okay. I'm not sure if my tablet monitor works too well. Do I need? I feel like I need better reference than this. Yeah. So in the foreground, how do I? What's my color picker? There we go. I kind of want her to be like cupping the shoes. And showing them off. But I feel like I need to build this scene a bit more. Like, is this too much in the foreground? Let's hide this, and honestly this for a bit. Let's grab, that's that. Let's grab another layer. And let's just go behind everything here. And let's try and define more of the larger shapes, right? So what does a shoe store look like? Let's grab, I don't know, like an orange color. I can sort of imagine we could have that be the room. I don't know if I like that. I feel like I want it to be more open. That's a bit of a weird angle. Let me get more reference. Let's see. We want shoe store. Interior. Okay, let's grab this, I guess. Copy and put this on my ref page after I resize it a bit. You can kind of see that's a bit of a shoe store. And it's got these kind of racks all around, and let's just merge that down. And these, so let's just maybe do that perspective, right? To make it a little simpler to kind of find out where we're going. So just eyeballing it, we can see we have this line up here. We kind of want a bit of a smaller store, but we can do that with the same perspective more or less, just by, I think, yeah, we can keep it more or less the same perspective. And we can see there is a line coming across here, and then it has a line to the ceiling, and then it has these lines, right, to indicate the room, right? And you know, we have like a shape in here for a display case. And I think that's a decent start, right? That feels like we have a bit more direction going on here. So it's maybe, I mean, I'm not using any vanishing points, so it's going to look a little sketchy. But since we're just looking at the shape, I think it's fine. I don't know if I know perspective using vanishing points and stuff can really help, but sometimes I feel like it's nice just to have something a little rougher. So yeah, so this like roof, it has, so the setting for trails is a lot more what's it called, rustic, I suppose. So So I don't know about these industry lights, right? They wouldn't be like bad or anything, but I don't know if they'd quite fit the atmosphere. Um, but then again, we're talking about a bit of like a major store, right? Strega is the big shoe brand in Trails. So maybe they would have a bit of a department store. I haven't actually seen the department store. I don't know um, if it's actually based in the the main country that Trails in the Sky takes place in. I don't remember like passing it or anything. So, hmm. I mean, for now, let's just try and get a bit more, like, of this setting planned out, just to, to help with, kind of understanding the, the, what is it called? The room that I'm trying to lay out here, right? So, like, we don't really want to do this industry lighting, but I feel like cross beams are very understandable. So we could have beams that periodically cross over, maybe on both sides of this little forward display that I kind of like the idea of. Taking from there. I mean, let's just build out, like you have that reception desk. I feel like having this reception desk could be helpful as well in building out this scene. Just having stuff in it, right? It helps a little bit, right? I can imagine. I'll try and fix this perspective a little. I can imagine like a cashier or a clerk, here with their hand on their or a palm on their face while they're leaning over, with a kind of maybe fed up look on their face, because I can imagine Estelle is just like zooming around, right? So, I mean, maybe we don't have to. We can take it back a bit, right? We don't have to have her in the foreground so much. Maybe we can have right. We have all these shoes here, right? I'm not really sure how I'm drawing these shoes, but whatever. Let's just imagine these are all shoes packed on these, and then we don't have to have like that super close-up look. I mean, I feel like a close-up look could be cool, but also we could have a just bit of a profile shot here, right? And have her going ballistic over over one of these shoes on this rack here, right? Yeah, something like that. It's kind of hard to set the size of a person in this space, right? Like, I feel like maybe I want to raise this roof a little because it feels a little short. So we could do something like that. And maybe this perspective looks dumb. Yeah, a little bit. It's not that bad. I feel like we want to pull this back a little bit. Right? Because these are kind of flat when they're meeting. I feel like you almost want this to be more like that as well to get a better sense of like if the vanishing points are like here and somewhere off screen. That kind of changes the perspective of the room as well, but maybe for the better? Actually, I'm not sure. I feel like I want it to be more this way. Close it in. Oh, my hands are already getting sweaty. It's like a 28, maybe 30-degree day in Australia right now. So I can imagine like this person, they're tired, right? They're just doing their job. They don't uh, care too much about this rowdy person skittering about their shop. Maybe, maybe I could tie it in a bit more with the game lore if this was, I don't know, maybe one of the people at the Bose market or the Bose market. I don't know how it's said, right? Which is a market in the second city of the game where a lot of people come together, and maybe this is a general store and these are the shoes, because I feel like having I don't know, would that really capture the excitement of the character that I want to showcase though? I'm not sure. But I feel like maybe it would be more complete scene if I could do that. I mean, yeah, because you know, skittering around a shoe store, being super excited at all the Stragus shoes, that was my original idea for this kind of stream. Not this stream, this kind of drawing, this illustration. But that doesn't have to be where it lands as well, right? Um, I'm kind of weak to first idea being the best idea, and that's not always the case, maybe. So I feel like I kind of want some of our friends to be here from the first game because I haven't finished the second game yet. So I could maybe have Chloe and Joshua kind of looking on fondly. Right, so or maybe Chloe is looking at something else. What is she interested by? in the game. I can't remember. I don't know, maybe we could have Chloe like looking over these things, right? And then we could have Joshua. Let me hide this reference for a bit. And where is it? Let's let me just double check. Let's do these like I think it's seating. I don't know if it's seating. I'm gonna make it into seating, right? Have it be like a small little like seating feature. You see these sometimes in like stores. I mean, and especially I guess right next to a shoe rack. This might be where like people sit here to change their shoes to try on the things, right? So maybe we could have like a little area there. Let's like finish this reception desk. Seems fine, right? And then right, let's yeah, I mean I shouldn't be refining it too much in this stage, right? So we have a shop clerk that'll be in the background. Let's shrink this head a little bit to fit a little more with the scale. It's a little hard to feel the scale. That's one area that I feel like I've always been pretty weak in art is fitting characters to the background. So Joshua, I can't remember what he looks like other than this like, I mean I can remember. I don't know what I'm talking about. He's got like navy hair. So let's make him a bit of a navy blob here, right? We want his closer to the foreground, so have him his head decently bigger. We want to seat him here. So let's do something like that, right? And maybe his is doing like a close-eyed laugh or something back here, right? So maybe he's leaning back a bit and while he's watching Estelle. That's a very Joshua thing to do. Right? Something like that. It's a little hard to get these shapes. So then we'd want, let's go red for Stell. And we can, how do I do an excitable pose, right? I feel like I want maybe something like leaning forward with your feet. I don't know. I feel like, how do I make it so the scale works? And maybe have her arms would be splayed a bit while she's looking over these displays. And I kind of like the idea that these characters would be a little further back from the front of the screen, I feel like it makes a bit of what's it called? I think it makes it easier to set characters in. I'm still not sure how I've done about the scale. How do I mean, yeah, and also I think keeping it distant like that will make it a little easier for me to draw, I think. That is, yeah, okay, this is a little slanted. So let's kind of try and fix up the perspective a little without using vanishing points like I should. I mean, that'll be hidden behind the head, so that's fine. Kind of don't like how that's done. Do I even remember how to do a vanishing point? Is that why I'm just eyeballing this? I feel like this makes it look a little too much like this is right against the back, even when there's like such this big distance. So maybe I need to pull this lower actually, and then also just pull this lower. And then we can do like theme like that maybe. Yeah, I mean, definitely a scenario where I probably should be using vanishing points. I'm not sure if I even remember. I feel like let's get another layout. Let's do at least a little bit of vanishing, at least how I think I remember it working. So let's put one vanishing point here, and then the other one will be off the screen. Right? So this will be a vanishing point. So I feel like actually for the perspective I want, maybe that'll be one of the vanishing points. So let's now grab this orange color again. Let's flip it back around. So is this where all of the lines should come from, right? Including these up lines. Right. So let's eyeball it a bit. That line, I think, is mostly fine. Let's put it a bit upper, like that. And then we want to redraw that line. I don't think I've planned out like this before. I don't know if that's time to try it out, but you know what, it's fine. So if that's the case, all of these depth lines go into this direction. So grab this orange again. So these lines need to go there as well. Let's see if that helps. And these lines are almost vertical, so I think I don't need to pay too much attention to them because the vanishing point for that side is way off. Right? That Does that feel better? Maybe. And then for these upper beams, let's just select tool, get rid of them. Which one? This one. Right, we're going here. And then I wanted to put another beam here. Does that break it? Right, and then because I did that, I need to redefine these lines, maybe? Is that what I'm thinking? Right. I feel like it's something like this, right? And then we need to make sure that's going correct direction. You know what? Actually, that does, I think, feel more right. And it also, I think, makes the area feel wider, which I do like that. This line needs to be more vertical though. A bit hard with this large brush. Yeah, and I think that feels a bit more like a correct 3D space, right? And we have these horizontal lines that are curving a bit, which makes it look a little like a fisheye perspective, but I think they are close enough that it doesn't look too odd. Let's just flip it in case. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, perspective wise. So maybe I should do more work on this background, right? This scene with a bit of a finer brush, right? We'll keep it still pretty sketchy, I think. Because that just, I think, is easier to draw when it's a little sketchy. And let's keep this vanishing point here, just to keep it in mind when we are drawing lines. And we want to go to this, like, far off place in this direction. Maybe not that much. Keep it a bit more vertical, I think. Yeah. So we like this desk would be, I don't know, right? I feel like they'd have probably, I don't know if it'd be, you know what, actually, yeah, let's have it like a fully enclosed, like wooden box reception, right? And then maybe lower down, they have a little table that they can rest their arm on, and they can have, I don't know, like an abacus for counting coins and making calculations or something. Yep. Over here, this is a rounder element in the foreground, so I don't really know how to bake it into the perspective. Something like that is probably correct though, right? We can have a little panel here from their little box, right? And that can stick off vaguely from the wall. And we have our larger lines here, right? Those don't look too bad. And right, we have a vanishing point for these ones. So let's do, right, something like that, roughly. Okay, and in our reference image, we have like a little panel here. Comes off to break up the wall. We'll do that and add a little bit of thickness to it. My line discipline is pretty horrible. Okay, and then we can kind of follow for these as well, right? We have these beams. I don't mind if they curve a little bit. That one doesn't feel right. Okay, here, here. Yeah, it feels about right. There, 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 there. Is that correct? Something like that, maybe. Right, and we can add a bit of dimension to these. And I'm sure I could add some kind of like paneling on the roof here, like planks or something, that would make it make sense as a ceiling. Try and get a little bit of thickness in there. Yeah, I think I like that. Now these shelves, you can go like that, and I feel like I could get rid of that side and then just continue the lines a little like that, and then bring them back in. And that's how I can create racks, right? Maybe because this is pretty much vertical, it wouldn't actually look like much more than a line, right? This one probably over the top. And I think over here as well. We can kind of just use a bit of a shorthand and just double up these lines to make them feel like they have a bit more to them, right? And I think because I did that, I can even thicken up this panel that's coming off from the wall a bit stronger. Yeah. And these are vertical lines, so, but we want shelves, right? I refuse to use a ruler tool because I'm lazy. So we can create these shelvings. Right, and we want this to line up and this to line up roughly, if it wants to make sense. Right, and then we can add a bit of thickness to these shelves to make them look more 3D. Right, and we want to do the backs, but on these we'll have like shoes and stuff, right? So because I'm thinking this is probably gonna be like a bracer, like a shop where braces would go. Maybe these are all like boots and sports shoes. So let's have like a I don't know. I'm not sure how draw it. How would they be on the shelves? Let's have a look at this reference and bump up the size a little. Can't really get a good look, but it looks like they're facing forwards, right? The shoes on this little shelf thing, they're facing like in that axis. So we could draw the shoes facing forwards. Right, let's have I don't know, I'll probably go into more detail with them later. I feel like I just kind of want like the rough shape, right? These are the ones that she's going to be looking at. So the viewer's eyes are going to be dragged here. Now, I don't know if this is true, but I always imagined that the kind of Strega that Estelle was super into were like sports shoes or running shoes, because it just feels more like her character. And all of the Strega that you can buy in the game are, they have like high like combat stats and stuff. So it's gonna be hard to draw them, but I feel like maybe some like large boots. Like over here would fit what it's going for. So we can have like a lace here and the tongue there, and then maybe I go back to my original idea where she's inspecting one of the boots. So it could be like here. I probably facing like that. Right, probably facing like that and holding it. Yeah, that would be the inside of the shoe. I don't know if I'm illustrating this well enough that you can tell what I'm trying to show. That would be the inside of the shoe. And it would be like facing this way, or how way, like that way or something. So yeah, we can have a inspecting that shoe. I think that's good, and then we can have more boots and more normal shoes. I'm not very good at drawing shoes. I've got one drawing where I draw a pretty good boot. And I think that's about it. So I don't know why I was so interested in doing this like shoe drawing kind of, or like this very shoe focused thing when I came up with this idea for a drawing. But I think that kind of gets the idea across, right? These are all shoes. I feel like that showcases it well enough. I want to thicken up this. Right. And then, now the characters in perspective. That's the hard part. I don't know if I'm even a good enough artist to do that. So I think this can be like scene or a background sketch. Background sketch. Right. Let's catch. Oops. Cancel. Not what I meant to do. I had to press F2 to edit the dialogue like you can in most Windows applications, but this uses different hotkeys. Okay, so I'm just gonna call that label. Those don't need. I think I'm deleting that. I think we've moved away from that kind of idea. Right. And I don't want to clutter up. So here we're gonna do concept. I think that describes it pretty well. And here I'll just put vanishing point A. And vanishing point B can be a mystery. I think that helps a bit. I'll leave the label up because it's not too distracting, and it might help people who newly come into the stream. So we want character sketch, I guess. I try not to zoom in too much in this kind of stage of the drawing, because I feel like it makes it really hard to get an idea for the whole thing. You know what? I should. Yeah, I think that that still works the same. I think maybe I might need to touch up that desk a bit when I come back to this drawing. But right now, that's good. I feel like maybe this makes it look like the roof goes too tall. So I can cut that off and then just have it intersect with the roof here. Right, something like that. And what does that do? That, you probably want it a little thinner. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. Maybe I don't do that kind of thing and I just have it cut there, right? And I think that makes it look like the roof ends right where these panels are above these cross beams. And that helps a bit. So I don't really like Joshua, so the fact that he's the most in the foreground that I feel like is necessary for the scene. I don't know who would be a good character. Like I feel like just a generic character, right? You'd want here manning being the clerk, because this isn't a bracer guild, right? This is a shop. I feel like I have no idea how to get these characters into these spots, right? Right, we can have something generic, right? Maybe there. I might need to open like easy pose to get the proportions and stuff right here. I feel like I can't get the shape right because I refuse to do studies and keep doing like full illustrations. You know what? Let's try and Loomis this up, right? We have head, right? Let's just put the background a bit further into the background for right now. Right, this is going to be mostly profile shot. I have a looking downwards, right? Nose can be there. Chin can come like that. Arms will, okay, so we'll have a torso here. And does this feel the right scale? I'm not sure. We can have like a pelvis here. And then we have a bit of a bad posture. Um, hmm, how do we, let's just do like some boxes for legs. Let's maybe get rid of some of this lean. How do I get rid of some of this lean? By straightening up the torso, I think. Right? And then we can do something like this to kind of get the general shape, right? How do I how do I draw people? I completely forgot how to draw people. Right. That feels like the legs are too short and small. Maybe, I know this is a bad habit. What if I just transform and move those? Uh, where's my ref? How, how, how purport? Okay, let me Control D and now Control T. Now, how proportioned? If I just do that, so that's not bad on sizes if the head is smaller, I think. So maybe do I make the rest of the body bigger or do I just shrink the head a little? And I guess that's also the different art styles. Okay, I think the main issue now is more the posing. But I think I can work on that a little later. For right now, let's have arms and hands like that. Okay, hands, and that one can be like hidden. That makes these shoes look absolutely massive. Right? So let's scale that up a little. That feels a little more correct, I think, and then we can like move that foot up a little. And I'll work more on that. Maybe if I like sketch in the skirt, it will proportion things out a little better. How does she has like a two-layer skirt, right? With pleats and like a jacket or something. Kind of. I'll work on all that stuff, I guess, later. So yeah, we can work on that. After I've got like the general proportions in for everyone, I think. Then Chloe. Chloe, I feel like we can have her like back to us. Um, we don't need to do too much detail because she's the furthest, or one of the furthest characters away from the camera. Got our hair goes, I don't know, something like that. Maybe she has a hand to her chin. Uh, and then Joshua probably has his hands back. Yeah, let me just get the shapes in. Right, have him lounging back like that, and then have his dumb hair, his anime protagonist hair, even though he's only the deuteragonist. There. And I feel like maybe I'm trying to get too into the weeds. Right, we can have ear there. And then we can have this person with their hand up there. And they don't need to be very detailed because they are just in the background. Right, something like that. I think let's have, I don't know, twin buns. Sure. Everyone likes twin buns. So how do I? Right. So I can do something like this. She has like brooches and then hair. This is such a calm scene, so I feel like her hair would not be fluttering like that. Or maybe I need to inject more energy into this pose. I feel like this one feels the least natural. But I don't know how to fix it either. Let me move it to a separate layer. Soften it a lot and move it under. And let me try a little bit more. Alright, I think I got the proportions right. I think the torso isn't bad. I feel like the stick figure on the back has a better energy, right? So we would want Control D. Right, let's grab that head size. Right, about like that. And then we want to go. How do we inject like force? I feel like having the hair fly forward and then having the twin tails do this sort of thing, and then maybe pulling the shoe down with some kind of sweepies. And then have a grip the shoes like that. But I feel like maybe I do need to bring it into the foreground more to have and we can do this right to inject some motion, have some like skid marks. That could work. I feel like that makes me slightly more excited than this kind of sad look. And it lets you do some like flowy skirt stuff, which is always nice. Yeah, I like that a bit more. Now we can, if we pull that forward, I feel like we actually have a decent sketch now. Yeah. Yeah, I do like that. Um, let's work on maybe some background details. I feel like this ground would all be carpet, but maybe it'd be like a wood paneling. I feel like I don't want to do wood paneling just because it increases the what's it called? Perspective depth. Right? Because then I need to. I mean, you can kind of cheat it by just doing like parts. Right? If I did like you. If I did something like that in a couple places, better than how I just did it, and then just color everything like a wood panel, I feel like that you can kind of cheat the texture that way. But maybe it would just be carpet, or maybe we'd have some like ridiculous ornate thing in the ground. I don't know if I'd like that either. I might have to look at some more game reference to decide on the flooring and stuff. I feel like I can have like a carpet here though. I feel like I like the idea of a carpet here. Alright, we can do something like this. And then maybe I'd have like a pattern on this carpet. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I have to sit on that one a bit. Mm, mm. I don't know. I feel a bit bad about uh, cutting the stream short, but I feel like I'm bad at drawing for a very long, continuous amounts of time, and I uh, feel like I need to take a break again already. But I made, honestly, kind of more progress than I expected. Um, yeah, I guess a few things to talk about with the channel. Uh, I kind of held off. I was kind of scared to do anything on the channel for a long time because I feel like I proved to myself that I'm very bad at doing series, and I didn't really have any good ideas for Minecraft videos either, and I feel like most of my core audience was Minecraft, so I felt like I had to do it, and if I didn't do it, then if I did something else, then I'm just alienating all, like, most of my subscribers. But then I realized, well, then the channel is just sitting here doing nothing, and that's like, and for what? Hey, so I can point it and say, hey, look, I have 3K subscribers that I don't do any videos for, and you know that kind of made me realize, I should just stream more stuff. Um, there were a couple games I wanted to stream, but then I feel like I'm in the middle of them, and so it would be weird to start streaming them now. So I don't know. Maybe we'll stick to art for a while. Help me get back into drawing more. That would be nice. Um, I do want to say thank you for everyone who did show up, and thank you for everyone who watches the VOD. Uh, I'll probably continue this drawing in another stream sometime soon. But yeah, it's nice to just be back a little bit. Happy New Year's or something.